What's going on? Big A, the Mank Geek, coming at you with another video. And this one is kind of a belated response to the whole Marvel Fresh Start thing. So I saw that video like when it first dropped and everyone did a video on it like ages ago. I've only just decided to kind of do one on it now. Well, just cause I may as well really. So yeah, essentially what I'm going to be doing is a response to it and saying what I think. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be the video. So as always, let's get right into it.
I can say, walking through these halls, I've never seen more enthusiasm and more excitement for where Marvel Comics is going this year.
Now what CB Cebulski just said, he makes me excited for Marvel, or for Marvel Fresh Start. He makes me kind of feel the feelings that I didn't feel when Legacy was coming about. I was hoping Legacy was going to be wicked, and they'd realized the things that they've gotten wrong and started to kind of make changes. And they have slowly been making changes, but they've not been quick enough. It's almost like reluctant, begrudgingly returning things to how they used to be. So seeing his enthusiasm makes me positive, and I hope that I'm not being an idiot for kind of believing what he's saying. He just seems like a genuine guy. Like whenever I watched Axel Alonso, he didn't seem all that excited to me about what was happening. And there's been many reboots in recent years of Marvel as a brand. You had like Marvel Now, they did that twice. No, All New All Different, they did like twice. And then you had Marvel Now as well. And none of those really did much for Marvel as a brand. People would get hyped up and then they'd realize, oh, it was just a con. So then they'd leave again. But yeah, CB Cebulski, he makes me feel like this could be like a return to being good Marvel.
Not since Marvel Now have we had such an overarching line-wide change of talent on the Marvel Comics line.
So in regards to the talent, obviously he's had to keep certain people in play who were around during the Axel Alonso era of Marvel. So he's obviously shifted people around. You've got Nick Spencer and Spider-Man. You've got Ta-Nehisi Coates on, when's he on? Captain America. So he's kind of, hopefully he's shifting people into places where they can actually shine and actually be really good and just tell wicked kind of just Marvel stories. And I hope they got that message out of that Marvel retreat that everyone was at. And yeah, I just hope that this kind of whole period of being some kind of like comic book activist, I mean, like I said, you can still always tell allegories and whatnot and all that kind of business, but you've got to do it in a way whereby it's really good. For example, Civil War, essentially you could say it's an allegory for gun control. That you could go that distance and say that about it because there's a side for and a side against. So essentially it is kind of more or less kind of like the same kind of thing. So if you do something smart like that, great, go for it. Go for those kind of like really cool, make it superhero related, whatever you're gonna do. And don't make it too preachy, because no one likes to be preached at. But yeah, I hope the artists as well, like, I want to pick up a book that I'm not particularly interested in, open the first page and see the most amazing art, then it makes me go, I have to buy this, and be an idiot not for buying it. So I hope, yeah, writers are put in the right places and they're doing kind of like the right stories. And yeah, I just hope the artists are kind of just on point and amazing and make me want to buy their book merely just by looking at the artwork.
New fresh ideas, new fresh creators really are taking that perspective, which is if you haven't read a comic before, if you're an old lapsed fan and you want to come back, it's a perfect opportunity to do it, because these stories, as I say, they start and they're great jumping off points.
See, that's interesting what Joe Quesada has said, because for old fans to come back means that old fans are still part of the audience. The audience has always been diverse, and to get old fans to come back is very important, because you kind of sometimes can't necessarily count on the new audience, and the years have proven that the new audience can't be counted on, because they won't buy the books that apparently they want, the kind of stuff that they want to see in comics. So yeah, making comics, just make cool comics. Like I've said this in the past, just make cool comics. You'll keep your old fans happy, and then your new fans will, well, your new readers will go, that looks cool, I'll have a look at that, and they'll then become a fan. I don't know why it's so hard, but again, I do have hope, and I do hope that they really mean that when they say they want old lapsed fans to come back, because it'd be dumb to get rid of your old customers. And I hope it's just not PR. If it's all PR and all this, and I'm just believing the hype, then, well, I'm not going to feel like an idiot, but I mean, they're just going to lose sales at the end of the day, and those lapsed fans will become lapsed again for, I don't know, what, the third or fourth time in recent years. So they're calling it a fresh start, but I hope that's kind of like not the name. I hope they don't put that on like every cover come May when it actually begins, because I don't think they need to do kind of like another big rebranding so everyone knows that like Marvel are doing something new again. It's like, you've tried that recently and it didn't quite work. Yes, let us know that you're changing things up in May, but don't like advertise it everywhere like it's some kind of big event, because you don't want another Marvel legacy on your hands where you tried to do this thing and essentially it failed and most people disliked it. That would be stupid. So yeah, I'm hoping fresh start happens, but they don't call it fresh start. They just, I don't know, start there, whatever. Like Avengers is starting from #1, for example. That's fine. A few other books are as well. And just have your main books continue, but just say like new creative team or whatever, you know what I mean, if that's the case. But yeah, I just hope they don't brand it as fresh start, because I can't be bothered with that. They've already done like too many events and too many rebrandings, so it's not going to be to their benefit to do that. Just pump out the good books, advertise them well. You know, it would be a good idea promotional wise if they were to give some big comic book YouTubers kind of like preview copies of things to review beforehand, because I think that's something that's missing from comic books, which is kind of the whole review aspect. There are loads of comic book like review channels out there. Give some of the bigger ones some like free Comixology codes so that they can review things ahead of time. It's something that's been going on in gaming for ages now, with like streamers and reviewers for gaming. They get handed codes early. They even get contacted by like indie developers saying, oh, do you want this code? They'll get contacted by EA, Ubisoft, whoever, saying, you want a code for this game to review. I think that's how it needs to work for comics as well, because I think any positive reviews will obviously get more people purchasing, or should at least do in theory, because it works with video games, like I say, and it works with, I think, actual books as well, like word books, book books. So yeah, I think that would be wicked if in the future there was more of that going on, because I think it can only benefit comics as a whole and get more people into it. But yeah, overall fresh start, I'm kind of like, I'm quietly positive about it, but I'm also a little scared. But I do believe in CB Cebulski. I do kind of believe what he's saying. Maybe we won't see massive drastic changes so soon once like fresh start begins in May. Maybe it might take a little while before we'll really begin to see those changes that he's implemented. Because I mean, considering this is all happening in May and he got like hired like late last year, maybe this was something that kind of was in place during Alonso era, just before he quit or retired or got fired or whatever happened, or left. But yeah, I don't think. I mean, we're seeing changes, but I don't think it will be like taking an eraser and rubbing things out and then starting again. Kind of. It's not going to be an instantaneous change. I think it's still going to take a few more months after the initial launch of Fresh Start. But yeah, like I said, overall, quietly positive. I hope it works out and hope it's really good. But yeah, let me know as to what you think of Fresh Start. I know this video is like weeks late, 2 weeks after the bleeding announcement. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, stick around and watch another video if you want. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.